Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com, and these are the market positions for January the 11th, 2011. Now our first position for tonight is going to be in the US 10-year Treasury notes. What I see happening here is potential dollar weakness coming. We can see that there's a fresh triple MA cross starting. Now what I want to point out here is that before getting into this trade we have a couple of key levels, 120.13, 120.08 and 120.17 with a close of 120.28. We've closed above all three of the Vantage Point predicted moving averages. Now looking at our main crossovers here, what I want to point out is that our short-term crossover, again, it is crossed over a couple of days ago, and this is beginning to progress. Now I talked about this in the Forex weekly outlook, the correlation between the 10-year notes and the US dollar index. One goes up, one goes down. So right now this suggests that we have dollar weakness coming and the 10-year notes are going to push higher. Now looking at the medium term crossover from Vantage Point, it's also, just move this back a bit here. The medium term crossover from Vantage Point, also a fresh crossover. The long term crossover from Vantage Point, also to the upside. All of these telling me that the 10-year notes are getting ready to push higher. The predicted short, medium, and long-term differences are all turned positive. The predicted true strength indicator has crossed over the trigger in heavily oversold territory, as is the predicted MACD. All of these indications tell me that we're getting ready for a much bigger move. Now, once we've made the determination that this is getting ready to break higher based on the three main crossovers, we haven't got our triple EMA crossover yet, but we know that that's in the works and that's going to be coming likely very soon. We're now going to go into our daily report from VP and see what's actually happening here. We have 120.15, 121.07. These again are on the March futures contracts. This looks good to me. Now with those crossovers and a trending move possible, 120.15 is consistent with the 3-day predicted moving average at 120.17. So for tomorrow, this is the trade, or today, depending on when you're looking at this, is we're going to be looking at the 120.17 area, and then we will be looking for, again, a push towards that 120 level. So some pretty good opportunity here. We can see that this has been on a downward, pretty much a downward spiral since the beginning of November. So this has been going down for quite some time. Needless to say, heavily oversold. So with this tells me there's some, looks to me like we've got some very good opportunity on these 10-year notes. Now that's our first position for tonight. Our second position, we're going to be going into the foreign exchange market again. Now our second trade is going to be the British pound US dollar. Now I cannot stress enough, there's a very high correlation here to the British pound US dollar and the 10-year notes. Now you would not take both of these trades at the same time because they're a very similar trade. We can see that the triple EMA cross is trying to make that move. The predicted short, medium, and long-term differences are again all turning positive, which suggests that the US dollar is going to weaken very soon. Our predicted true strength indicator has crossed the trigger, heavily oversold territory, same as the predicted MACD. And again, the predicted short, medium, and long-term differences are positioning themselves for trend-ready levels. Now, if we go in, look at the crossovers here also, we always want to make sure we're checking everything. We're looking at the short-term crossover here from Vantage Point is crossed to the upside. Our medium-term crossover from Vantage Point has actually crossed the trigger over a week ago. Now, looking at the long-term crossover from Vantage Point about 5 days ago, it's crossed the trigger. So all of this is momentum building, getting ready for the bigger move. That's my view. Now, what I also want to point out here is our key levels of support: 155.45, 155.34, and 155.53. We've just managed to eke out a close above that level at 155.73. So we've closed above all three of the Vantage Point predicted moving average. However, we've also had some volatility. We've gone down into the 154.75 area. So for tomorrow, I would like to focus on that 155.45 area, but we're still going to go in and look at the Vantage Point predicted high and predicted low for tomorrow because they are critical levels in a scenario such as this. So we can see here that the neural index has turned positive. Our low for tomorrow, 155.01. Our high, 156.62. So the 155.01 area is certainly a point of interest to us, but we're also going to be, again, going to go back into those charts and look at those three pivot points. We have the 155.53, 155.34, 155.45. So we're going to look for a somewhat of a level in between here. I'm going to look at this at 155.34, 155.20 for your more aggressive traders. Your less aggressive traders, they can wait for the 155 level. However, you may not get that tomorrow. I want to point out here that the predicted low from vantage point on the daily report, it has to break through these levels of support to get to that predicted low, which may not happen tomorrow if this trend, this new trend, starts to gain momentum. So for tomorrow, I would prefer the 155.30 area to get into those long positions. And again, we'll be looking for a move towards the 156.60 area. So those are the market positions for January the 11th, 2011. And again, my name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com.